Hey everybody, I built a iterative SVG builder using GPT-5. It creates an SVG and then it runs the prompt again along with the SVG to improve it. And here is an SVG that was produced by GPT-5 Mini at high reasoning. This is where it began, and this is where it ended up at by iterating over it. Let's actually run this one time while we talk about it. So first, when you run it, you enter an SVG description. Let's ask for an image of Eiffel Tower, and then it asks for how many iterations of refinement. Let's go ahead and select 5. You can also enter per iteration instructions uh, or leave it empty. I usually enter something like make it more realistic and add more details, fix any issues you see. But let's leave it empty this time. And let's run it. And it's going to generate the SVGs and save it under SVGs folder. And before we look at more of the images, there is the system prompt. You're an expert SVG artist. You can pause the video and read it. And the iteration prompt to enhance realism, cohesive color harmony. These can be improved, I suppose. So let's take a look. This was the first one. Here is the second one. This is done by GPT-5 Mini. It seems to actually do this job better. This was the second iteration. As you can see, details are added. Here's the third one. Close this. Eyelashes got improved. So second one, third one. Here is the fourth one. So it definitely adds more depth. Didn't really do much with the background. And here is the final one. Let's compare 4 and 5. It added an additional set of eyebrows. So here is one by GPT-5 High. By the way, the code to make this will be available at my Patreon for paying subscribers. If you're watching this from YouTube, Twitter, or as a free Patreon member, you'll be able to find the link to the post with the code in below in the post, the description, and in the comments if you're interested. So this is GPT-5 high. So it created this. To me, it seems GPT-5 Mini does a better job. Here's the second one. It really added, if we pull the first one here, really added some depth to the eyes. That's very cool, but it didn't really do that much of a improvement here. In the third one, you can see the background is improved greatly, but not so much the image itself. So here is minimal. So also something I noticed is that if it's so this is GPT-5 at minimal reasoning effort. If it starts badly, then it doesn't really recover. So this is the second one. You can see that it's adding details. Here's the third iteration, and here is the fourth, all the way to the right. It's third and fourth. Keeps adding detail. Look, it added this little blue gem over here. That's pretty cool. And this is the fifth one. Yeah, so it's interesting for sure. It takes a while, so maybe I'll let this run and come back when it's done so we can take a look at it. And like I said, you can download the code from my Patreon. Essentially, we have a system prompt and an iteration prompt, and we generate an SVG and then refine an SVG. Pretty straightforward. Okay, the Eiffel Tower is done, but I'm a little bit disappointed in it. And let's take a look at the first one. And here is the fifth one. It didn't seem like much has changed. It added some depth and shadows here. Let's take a look at the third one in the middle. Yeah, even like here, there was some more detail. It seems it has removed it. Okay, well, maybe you can improve the iteration prompt, possibly. Anyway, I'll include these. Let's rename this Eiffel Tower Mini High. I'll leave it like this where you can try different models. Yeah, so this was just an experiment and I'm sharing it with you guys. Um, Take care. Like I said, this will be at my Patreon along with 400 plus other projects. If you're interested in, link will be below. But if you are watching as a paid member, the code will be attached to the bottom of the post.